Hello, Cupcakes. Welcome to New Comic Book Day again. We've got a massive haul for you. We've got lots of DC, we've got lots of independent titles, and we even have a poster as we go into September. Trust me, you don't want to miss the poster, so stay tuned and check out the video. Alright guys, as always, let's do DC first, but we've got this DC Marvel crossover. This is Avengers JLA. This is Kurt Busiek and George Perez with doing some of my favorite art of all time. This is a DC Marvel crossover between Avengers and JLA. So this is like the facsimile edition. So yeah, buying the single issues of this were very expensive, and even like there is a collected edition which is even more expensive. So I'm glad that they release facsimiles of this so I can read it in its glory. I had this as a kid, but I lost the issue somehow. So I'm glad that at least I got the facsimiles. It's a beautiful story with all the Avenger characters, with all the JLA characters. The one of the best Marvel DC fusions ever done together. But this is Avengers JLA issue number 4 of 4, Kurt Busiek. Alright, let's jump on to DC Comics. From DC Comics, we've got Absolute Catwoman. This is issue number 3. This is by Che Grayson and Scott Snyder and Bengal doing the artwork. So yeah, so in the last issue we saw that Catwoman has she's met up with her old colleagues, right? So she's got Helena Bartonelli and a couple of these other characters she's she was in business with, but now they're back in her life, and and these guys have to deal with stuff together, and while reminiscing about their old days. So yeah, there's Holly, there's Helena Bartonelli who plays the Huntress, and there's Selina Kyle. So yeah, this is this story is amazing. It's pretty awesome, right? So it's an adventure with Selina Kyle all over again as Absolute Catwoman, who's basically like the version of Bruce Wayne in the regular universe, because she's rich, she's got all these gadgets, she's got like a cave, she's got all these cat cave, and then she's got all these costumes and stuff. So yeah, it's been phenomenal what Che Grayson has done with this particular character. And this is, she travels around the world, she's got villas everywhere, she's got secret hideouts and whatnot. And yeah, and she's trying to figure out this organization who basically impersonated her and is trying to tried to basically took off all her gadgetry and stuff. So yeah, along with her friends. So yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, I've been loving it. I've been digging the vibe. I love the artwork. I love Bengal's artwork. Bengal is a killer. Like, he's got kind of manga-esque artwork, but it's also kind of serious artwork. So it's somewhere in the middle. So I like his style. I like his kineticness when he draws like action, when he does the Selina Kyle flips and kicks and everything. And even his like face, zoom-ins are like really awesome. So yeah. So again, I'm digging it. I'm loving it. This is, I think, a 5-issue mini. It's already on issue 3, so 2 more to go. And then we'll see, maybe they'll extend it, or, they'll give it another series or something, like another spin-off. But we'll have to wait to see. For now, this is Absolute Catwoman issue number 3, guys. Okay, next we've got a book I don't know much about. This is Deadshot One Shot. So this is by Jerry Dugan and Blanco doing the artwork. So what this is it's a story in the Next Level universe featuring, of course, the character of Deadshot, Floyd Lawton, who is basically a great marksman within the DC universe. He's partly with the Suicide Squad, but again, so I don't know what is exactly Deadshot doing now, and why is he part of this. He was fighting, last we saw him was in the Deathstroke series done by Tony Fleeces, where he was contracted to kill Deathstroke, right? And then maybe this takes place after that. Maybe there's some crossover there, but yeah, he was along with Deathblow, and along with Deathblow, he was like tasked to take out Slade Wilson. So and then I think this story is like immediately takes place after that. So I don't think you need to read that, because this is like a one shot, as they say. And then Fernando Blanco doing the the artwork. I like Fernando Blanco's artwork. And, oh, that's what is it? This is Miss Rick is here. So Rick Flag is here, and then apparently he's giving him some sort of a mission, probably, so to do. And they're both part of like OG Suicide Squad. So it's always good to see like a new Deadshot issue. So I'm digging Fernando Blanco's artwork, and then I hope like Jerry Dugan nails it on the story. So yeah, but this is, guys, Deadshot One Shot for you. All right. We have a new absolute Wonder Woman. This is again Hayden Sherman and Kelly Thompson. This is issue 23, and it's a completely fresh story that is starting. Again, a lot of Olympus stuff, a lot of gods, Greek gods at war. A lot of Ares coming back. Hayden Sherman is killing it on this title. Every issue has been a blast to read on this one. Some of the variant covers of this are like fire. So yeah, this is another continuing the adventures of Diana. This is Heretic Part 1 of 5. So yeah, absolutely curious to see where they're taking Princess Diana of the Mascara, or in this case, Princess Diana of Hell, to this time. There's a lot of Area 41, and yeah, there's a lot of supernatural stuff going on here. But yeah, man, the artwork is so dynamic. I can just even if there were no words in it, I would just go through the artwork and just be flabbergasted and be happy. But Kelly Thompson's writing has also been amazing on this. She gets the character completely, and and she humanizes her while also being not realizing that this is like an ancient she's like an ancient demigoddess, so she never loses that track, but at the same time she humanizes her too very well. But that's basically the review of this, guys. This is Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 23. Okay, so we've got another new book from the Vertigo side of things. So this is Ramvi, Mike Perkins and Mike Spicer. This is Black Tower, the Raven Conspiracy. So what I know is that this thing is set in London, and it's basically about an organization they deal in magic, supernatural and everything, the occult. And there is this new agent who joins this organization, and it's all about her journey and stuff, So yeah, it's a her or a his? I think it's a his. So I think it's his journey and about this whole thing, and set around London, where Ramvi is also from. So yeah, man. So again, Mike Perkins, Mike Spicer. I think Ramvi worked on Mike Perkins on the Swamp Thing run, which I really thoroughly enjoyed, with Levi Kame. So yeah, let's see what that creative team is. That creative team reunites and brings to an R-rated Vertigo title, and I'm hoping something good. So yeah, really curious to check this out. But this is, guys, the Black Tower Raven Conspiracy issue number 1. Okay, from the DC event side of things, we've got Batman Bad Seeds Sunset. This is week 1, part 1. So apparently this is a new Batman event. It's not a crossover across the DC universe or anything. It's just a Batman centric event. So what is happening, and apparently it takes place over a night, right? So you've got sunset, sunrise, and the night and everything. And it's basically Poison Ivy, who's the mayor of Gotham now, fighting against Vandal Savage, who's the commissioner of Gotham now, right? And Batman is caught in the middle. And so why does she fight? Why does she want to take over Gotham? What is happening? What is the deal with Vandal Savage? Why do they hate each other? You got to read to find out. What I do know is there is this Bog Venus, which is a creature which Poison Ivy or Pamela Isley kills to save her friend, right? Janet the HR. And then apparently now the Parliament of Things, the Parliament of the Green, of Parliament of Trees. That's what the word I was looking for. I'm at loss of words here. So the Parliament of Trees comes to Poison Ivy seeking vengeance, and they're saying okay, you killed one of us, so now you got to do repay us. And Pamela Isley offers Gotham up to them, right? That's why it's called Bad Seeds, because it's got all these seeds. So, and she offers Gotham up for the taking. And of course, Vandal Savage is opposing her, and Batman is caught somewhere in the mix, right? So yeah, this is a new event line. To be honest, I was not super excited for this, but because it's a new Batman event, I wanted to give it a shot. I did read everything Pamela Isley was doing, because I've been loving G. Willow Wilson's Poison Ivy story up till the fact that she turned Pamela Isley into the mayor, because it didn't make any sense. Out of the blue, she's a mayor now. Okay, fair enough. So and Vandal Savage has been there as the commissioner, but I don't think they've done anything with his character. He's just the commissioner, and he hates everything Batman and the Bat family, and he's just trying to take them down. But what is his final goal? What is his final mission? That's not clear to me. Maybe after reading this, everything will be clear, and I will become a massive fan. So I'm hopeful to check Bad Seeds out. At least a couple of issues, and then we'll see where it goes. And I hope Fraction and G. Will Olsen kind of nail it on this sort of micro Batman event. But this is week 1, issue 1, part 1 of Batman Bad Seeds. Okay, jumping on to Image Comics, we've got Terminal from Robert Kirkman, Joe Casey, and Andy Kubert and Dave McCabe. So this one is like it's like a 90s X-Men kind of a thing. There are two teams, they hate each other, they have superpowers, and they're trying to hunt down each other. So and that's where basically the whole story is. We meet the main character. I think it's this person. Her name is Crusher in the last issue, and she finds out that she has a sister, and there is this evil entity that gives the activators, that's their group, powers, superpowers, but not everybody survives, right? So yeah, so this is issue 2, and again, it's dark, it's bloody, like the X-Men, but 10 times more bloody. So yeah, I'm curious to give it another shot, because it is the fantastic team of Kubert and Finch, and at the same time Arthur Adams, who's gonna do interior artwork after a long time, right? So as you can see, she punches him through his face, and his face is completely gone, and so yeah, so it's all kinds of dark and bloody stuff, and at the same time Kirkman said that his whole goal was to let the artist shine, which is exactly what he's trying to do here, and yeah, and also deliver like a deep, dark, great, fun story. So yeah, man, so there you go. So I'm curious to continue with Terminal, but yeah, this is Terminal issue 2, guys. And who did the cover? This is Andy Kubert cover. Okay, and I think this was also one of the ultra rare advanced edition covers, the foil version. This is like a regular cover, so this is not, but if you got one of those, then awesome for you. Okay, next we have a new book from one of my favorite writers of all time. This is Rick Remender, who did a lot of my favorite things like Black Science, at the same time Fear Agent, and this is Hammer Fist. He brings us Hammer Fist. So this is art is by Steve Epting, who did a lot of work on Marvel during the Captain America days. So what I know about this book from the solicitations is that you got this dude. Yeah, he's kind of like a bank robber or something, and he's invited by his friends, right, to kind of sort of go on and rob a bank into like another city. And when he gets to this city, then he seems like there's no technology. Everything is like stuck in the 70s. Like there's no like digital technology. There are no laptops. There's no phones, etc., etc. But and then something happens, so he has to go rob a bank with a bunch of his colleagues, and then does it go well, does it not go well? You got to read to find out, but apparently there is a lot of supernatural thrown in. So the idea is that he finds this, somehow he ends up with this supernatural glove, which is called the Hammer Fist, and then I think he takes out demons and stuff. So yeah, so I don't know the full story, but the art looks exciting. There's a lot of I love Steve Epting's drawing. I was always a big fan of Steve Epting, even on his Winter Soldier and Captain America days. So yeah, that's definitely a draw. And it's a Rick Remender book, man. So I have to obviously, check out whatever the latest issue he's doing. So there you go. So this is Hammer Fist issue number 1, guys. Yeah, curious to check this out. Okay, now we've got ROM issue 1. This is again Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo De Felici. So this is a single one shot of ROM, right before his debut in Void Rivals. In the last issue of Void Rivals, issue 32, I believe, is when ROM debuted at the end of the issue, right? And then, so what did he do? Where was he? I think this details kind of chronicles like his backstory, and yeah, so it's got it's also like it makes his debut in the Energon universe, right? So yeah, so again, Lorenzo De Felici is a fantastic artist, so I'm curious to see what he does with ROM. And yeah, you don't need to read anything before reading this, right? This is a self-contained story, so you can just read it and have fun. But yeah, man, some ROM goodness. I think he's missing an arm here, so we'll have to see like how that factors into the story. But ROM the Space Knight is here, guys, and I am super excited for it. So this is ROM issue 1 by Kirkman and Lorenzo De Felici, guys. Okay, then we've got Void Rivals issue 33, again featuring ROM the Space Knight on the cover. So now in the Void Rivals, so Darek and Solila, they're ship has crashed on this planet where they encounter Rom. And and then of course Rom is going to give out his backstory again, which happened in this basically. And then and what was he up to and why is he stuck here, and probably give out a helping hand to these stranded travelers who are there with Pythona, and there's going to be some sort of a conflict between Pythona and Rom as well. So Void Rivals has been one of my favorite science fiction titles out there. It is part of the Energon universe, but it feels so different, but it feels so unique at the same time. It's issue 33. I've been loving it. I've been digging it. It's a total recommendation for me. Just look at this page, look at this panel, look at this art. I'm just enamored by this beauty, and I will keep on buying this until they launch it, until they stop it. Okay, that's Void Rivals issue number 33 for you. Okay, last two books. We've got Conan issue 34 by Jim Zub. So this is a new tale wherein Conan is partnered up with Valeria. I think this is part 2. And they're on the cursed shores beyond an Isle of Dread. Right? So they're stranded on this island. They're like pirates and their ship crashed. And now on this island, and they're discovering like what's going on. Who is doing the art? Fernando Dagnino. His artwork is sublime. Like all the artists on this book have been like awesome people. Doug Braithwaite art's phenomenal. Then you've got Rob De La Torre. His art is phenomenal. So I guess they're encountering some dinos. So probably they're in a world of a Jurassic Park-like island, and then Conan has to fight to survive, along with the beautiful Valeria. So what's not to like? So again, Jim Zub can do no wrong according to me. This is issue 34. Titan Comics killing it on Conan the Barbarian. What a amazing relaunch. And Jim Zub said on his newsletter or in a Facebook post, I guess, that the maximum amount of a series run that he's done is 34. But once Conan the Barbarian issue 35 launches, that would be his longest run on any character. And I would just say well deserved. I hope he gets to like issue 50 and to issue 100 eventually, because that man is killing it. But anyway, guys, this is Conan issue 34 for you. Awesome. And last but not the least, we've got Gun Honey Doubles Down. This is a Suzo Maika cover. This is issue number 3 by Titan Comics. So Gun Honey, she's a killer. She's supposed to assassinate this Russian dictator, and she's supposed to. But this dictator has like doubles. Like he's got a lot of clones, and she has to take them out first. And I think she's taken out 2, and she's trying to find the third one. I don't want to show a lot of this book because there's a lot of nudity in it. But I'm trying to scroll down, and then I mean, I just can't show this. So just look at the Suzo Maika cover and be happy. Because this is all sorts of like X-rated, R-rated, every rated. So it's got violence, gore, nudity, everything you want in a Charles R. Dye book. And and nobody does it like him, like Gun Honey. It's completely unique. She's like a female James Bond, and she's not an assassin ideally. She in general, her job is to like place weapons for the person who's going to assassinate the people. So but then in this case, I guess she gets into trouble with this Russian politician, and she's ordered to take him out, So again, this is an amazing, beautiful Suzo Maika cover, as I mentioned before. There's just some beauty and charm to reading this book. It's erotic, it is fantastic, it is action-packed, it is kinetic, it is dynamic. So I'm in love with Gun Honey. I have every Gun Honey issue, and again, this is another title. As long as they produce it, I'll buy it, because it's just fun, man. It's just an action movie, every like from the 90s and from the 80s, so amazing stuff. Okay, now comes the poster reveal. So Guillaume March is one of my favorite artists. He did a book called Carmen. I was a big fan of. So I found this big poster for his upcoming book. This is Ophiusa. And this is the poster for it. And gorgeous art. He says that this is a love triangle story, like, between 3 people. And then there are like a lot of dark secrets. So this drops in September. But look at this Guillaume March awesome artwork. I just want to hang it on a wall, stare at it every day, because it is so good. Because I'm a big fan of him. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me for this particular review. So thank you for joining if you stayed till the end, right? And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Please like, comment, and share and subscribe this video. And and yeah, if you have any questions about any of these books, please drop it in the comments, and I will definitely be 100% answering them. But until next week, guys, take care. Pizza's on me. Keep reading comics, and that, as they say, is that.